I'm gonna be playing some more. Um, RollerCoaster Tycoon. Yeah, I'm gonna play for a long time today. I want to try and play for like 5, 6 hours. I wanted to try and play for like 5, 6 hours. So what do I gotta do? How much money do I got? I got you. You happy? I'm not actually. I want to change this. Fuck. I want to go home. I need to go to the bathroom. I have 2 bathrooms set up right here. Okay. I've been standing in the bumper cars for line for one car line one for ages. That's because you can't do much in those bumper cars. Sorry. They never want to get out of the bumper cars. That's why. People never want to get out of the bumper cars. Those dang bumper cars. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, not that it's a bad thing. It's popular, but you know, it means it's popular, but it's a little like, can you please like not? Can you let other people? You know, scrambled egg. One is really good value. Scrambled egg. Ooh, people are not happy. I think that people are not happy because they're waiting for the rides too long. The lines for rides are just too long. Which I mean is fine, but at least in my opinion, you end up with it like with people going, why would I want to wait this long? It's not my fault that so many people. What can I do with this? 12 cars. Can I make more cars? Nah, I can't. I'm gonna do less cars. Okay. There you go. Oh, right here, right here. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's 20 cents to buy. 30 cents. 10 cents. Nobody's on this earth whatsoever. Well, maybe some people are. It's okay. Pause the game. Let's get our stuff down. Because I read that, I was looking it up, and I was like, oh yes, you gotta actually go back to where it was. Yeah, I need that. Sorry, but I will go to what I need to do, which is this. Where am I? Where do you see your? How do you see goals again? The goals in here? No, that's gets. Okay, where's the goals then? That's rides. Okay. Wait, what did it say when I went to rides? Oh, this one. Yeah, goals first. Okay, so what did it say when I said rides? 12 people on ride. Bumper cars. Ooh. 30 people on ride. Hurricane wheel. Scrambled egg. What is a scrambled egg? Oh! Scrambled egg 1 is this one. Okay, right here. Okay. I was like, what the heck is scrambled egg? Okay, so we'll go back to here. Not here. Sorry, keep clicking on this one. We'll see what I gotta do. To have at least 250 guests in your park at the end of October, year 1. Ah, that was what it was. The park rating of 6. Oh, you have failed your objective. Yeah, failed my objective. Whatever. Park size. Minimum number of guests, okay? What else do I gotta do? Admission price, $15. Okay, let's go up. $16. Okay. $16, and yeah, I know it goes down because it's like, oh no, which is fine, but okay, we're good. Oh, what I should do here now? What to put? Something small, something that people like. Oh, haunted house. Let's go into a haunted house. Okay, and the exit's gonna be the other side. Right here. Yeah. Now, do some of this, and we're gonna put line, I said. I hate this thing so much. It's really annoying. And then this way. This way. This way. This. Oh, I have to go get something. Sorry, we'll see. I have to go get the. I'm not going anywhere. I need to get the. Jacket. Even though the number never gets jacket. Or if it was before. I should have maybe switched the two around. Moved the entrance on the other side. I don't know. Do this. This. Yeah. No! No. Okay, you know. It should be working. I don't know. Let's go, 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 go. Come on, tell me that there's a chat here. Please. Yeah, okay, there you go. Gotta move this chat. Whoopsies! That's not what I wanted to do. No! There. I need the chat to run. I'm sorry. No, wrong one, sorry. There. I need this, look. There you go. No, too much. Oh my god, this is annoying. You people can't see this, but it's just annoying for my own sanity. You know, you're just like, this is horrible. Why can't I just go bigger? Go right there. No? Fine, I'll leave it here. I don't care. Now give me, okay, there you go. Now give me, I will come back. Just give me this. Not what I want. Well, that was the wrong one I opened, so. Come on. What a bad computer. There you go. It's this. Good. Good. Now. I can't tell until you. That's the other thing too. You can't really tell unless you do. Right? You can't. You can never tell what the guests are gonna like until you just do it, and then they'll complain like, "Oh, it's bad." Like, was there not like some sort of survey I could have done, or you could have taken, or I could have given out? You know, something like this. I know there's gotta be trees in this park, but not where I want things to be. No, that's gonna be so annoying. It's not gonna be funny. There you go. other things I can do. Did we get in this ride yet? Oh, it's not open yet. That's why. There you go. Woo! Haunted house. What's the mission fee? Free? Make the mission fee 10 cents. Again, 10 cents. That's it. Just 10 cents. There. I'm never gonna move that price ever. I might go down to free, but I'll never move up from 10 cents. I don't want to. Lots of money. I will pay off 1 of the 1,000. What would it look like if I did that? Yeah, I'll pay off 1 of the 1,000. Done. I paid off 1 of the 1,000. Good. Now just wait for more money. Cause I can't really build anything right now because I just spent it on, you know, paying off the debt. But yeah, pretty good. So. Yeah. Yeah, seems okay. Seems good. There you go. So yeah. So yeah. There. We will see what we can do. I know there a lot of this is gonna be waiting for just getting more money and watching people do stuff. I just like watching too. That's the thing I don't like about this coaster. This coaster can only have 1 train going at a time, which to me is like, why? But that's what? Oh, that's dumb. Cause look how many people are in queue. There's probably like 25 people in queue, 17 people in the queue. See? If only you could just right there. If only I could like set it up. Have 2. If only I could have 2 cars going at once. Like, look, number of cars. You can only have 1. So stupid. Well, I mean, at least I don't have the problem like last time of destroying the of crashing, because that was a bad problem. It was 2 reasons: too many cars, too small an area, and they went too fast. They didn't. What's it called? I couldn't make brakes on that train, so for me it was like, oh, that's the problem. Because I looked it up and I went, oh, yeah. First of all, make sure that things are long enough to give yourself time to slow down, or brake, or make less cars. And so it's like, oh, so I took one car out, and it still crashed. So it's like, oh, okay, fine, that doesn't work, I guess. Let's start complaining about the distinguishing state of your path in the parkway. Check where your handyman are and consider hiring an extra handyman. Where are my handyman? Where are the handyman? Handyman! They're mowing grass. Stop mowing your damn grass. Right there. You're gonna realize. Oh, I gotta go. No, he's gonna watch him. He's gonna walk right straight into. Isn't he gonna just walk? Okay, there we go. He's cleaning stuff up. Good. Now the other guy can also stop because he's. What the hell? There we go. They're both sweeping pathways now. Good. So it's like, let me hire. Yes, I think I might have to hire one more path. Did I not just do that? Guess not. There. Now I can place him right here. And see if he's gonna. There, go down. 3 and another there. Watch him. There we go. I think I need quite a few handymen, to be honest with you. You know what I might have to do? Yeah, I will. Hedges. I don't know, I like hedges because there's something about the hedges where it's like the hedges don't seem like they're weirdly obtrusive in the tree kind of department. Or in the fences department. Okay, fine. Is it right there? Tell me I can do this without upgrade. Yes. Upgrade maybe. like people like the like the Ferris wheel. Anybody in this ride right now? Okay, wait. I didn't even look at what I could do with this. Sorry. Haunted house wheel. Yes. Okay. Okay. Haunted house wheel. As opposed to what? What? Minimum, maximum 6 seconds. There's no downtime yet. I think what also a lot of people in this park don't like is the longness between everything. Like holy schmuck, if this was like this, guests are communicating that your park entrance fee is very cheap for how increased fee. No, I'm good. Or I'll go up $1 maybe. People are saying that I'll go up $1. Fine, people we should go up like 50 cents, but you can't. Anyway, yeah, because in a real park, if this was this long, if this coaster was this freaking long, holy crow, I got in my mind. I think I got in my mind. But it's because they designed them in such a way that it doesn't feel like it's really long. It's like a queue and then a long strip, and then like they change it all up. It doesn't look crazy long, but I think I got it in my mind. Egg scrambler. Bumper cars are popular. Very popular. Yes, it's all pretty popular. It's all fairly popular. Oh right, we're gonna make a popcorn. Oh, that's why I left that open. Whoopsies. No. Can't that. There you go. No, wrong one. Forgot that I put it over there. Okay, so. And then we have to go to. That's what I was like, huh? Where's popcorn? What is this? What is this? This is a. No. I don't know why. Don't ask me why the popcorn is so popular. I don't know. Then. And then that's the row of food. That's it. I don't care. I'll make you some $10. Take $1. Good. I mean, at least the line isn't reaching all like isn't doing this. Isn't like literally reaching. Woo, going all the way to the end. No, because people start complaining. Like I've been in this line for way too long, and it's not even a good ride to justify go like waiting in this line this long. That's what people would say. I'm sure. That's what I would say. I'd be like, I've been in this line for so long. But again, it's one of the or not again, but the thing is, I made it in such a way that you like in a real thing, someone would be like, no, you're not leaving. Like if you're like here, and you just have to like push through. Or sorry, if you're like here, you have to like push through everybody to get out. No, no, no. They'd be like, no, forget this. Screw this. No, you're not leaving. Which is fine, but I don't know. Yeah, that's just yeah. So That's the thing. In real life, this would not be this wide enough to make enough for two people to go by. I wouldn't think so. Like, because I think if you're looking, watching them, they're really just passing through each other. But in real life, I think you would have one way, and then the exit would. Where did the exit go? Yeah. See, for this, I would do this, but this one would have one going like next to it, on the other way, like 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 right here, and then go like this. Boo, on this side probably. Boo boo. Just follow it, for an exit. Or just be a double long, and just be like a rope or a queue in between. At least that's what I would do. Or I'd like stop the exit like right here and just like loop it over this way. So let me look up a park name generator. Theme park name generator. No, theme park name generator. And the well, unless it really sucks, the first one I have to take. Okay, theme park name generator. Okay, amusement park name generator, and the first one I take will be. Come on, and it's Zoo Park. No, that's the thing. No, because there's no animals here. None. Paradox World. Okay. How do you change the name of your park now? Like over here? Would it be over here? And then I have to change it Forest Frontier. How do I change the name of this park? How do I rename my park? How do I rename the park? Oh, there you go, rename park. It's called what the heck? Oh, there we go. Paradox World. What is it saying? Guests are getting lost and stuck. Check your footpath for dead ends. Paradox World. Okay, come on. There you go, cool. I'm gonna save now. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna save. No, 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 save. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're good now. Okay, so. Oh. Phooey. I didn't check it before. Okay. That's what happened. There. What is going on? There. Okay. There. Nice. The egg scramble is not very popular right now. Egg scrambler is really good value. It's great. I want to go on something more thrilling than the egg scrambler. See, people need a lot of things in the middle. Cause so I put the Ferris wheel up because I was like, because people were saying this is too thrilling, right? The roller coaster, right? But then, hurricane wheel, right? So the hurricane wheel is too. And then they're like, well, I want something in the. And then they were like, I want something better than this, but this looks too. I want something better than the Ferris wheel, but the roller coaster is too intense. So I was like, okay, fine, make the freaking this now. Now here they're just like, they don't want this either. So then, but then they want like, I want something more than bumper cars. I thought this was more in the middle, but I don't know anymore. I mean, at least roller coasters are popular enough. I don't think any roller coaster at any park should have a pay to go. No, it should be an entrance fee pay. That's it. Pay one entrance fee, and that's it. Make a path. Here. Yes. I'm gonna get rid of these trees here. Yeah, if it would work, I really hate this thing. It's because I move. I don't want to move, but I end up moving once. Because it's a sensitive mouse. There. And I can put something here if I want to. Might put something in this area. Leave this other areas like open. I wish I could make this with like animals and swimming pool and stuff. I don't know. It's amusement park. They made Zoo Tycoon, so. I have Zoo Tycoon. I just two. I think it is Zoo Tycoon 2. Zoo Tycoon. I don't remember which one, but I have one of them, but it doesn't have disc one or something. Disc two. Something. Like I think it's two, and it doesn't have the disc one, so drives me nuts. Right? Where's the other guy? Snap. He's where? Oh, why is it in queue? I wanted this person. I wanted one of them to stay right here, but of course they didn't stay here, so that was, of course not. I have two, these guys. One, two of these guys. Where is he? Then if I can put like a balloon stand or like stuff like that, for the kids. But oh, that's where I can put it. I can put the balloon stand right there. I was like, what am I gonna do with this? See if we can go 90, making 60% profit, 70% profit, 80% profit, 90 profit. No, 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 no. Make it all $1 profit right now. And open up. $50? What was it? 25 for a balloon? 30 for a balloon is a little much, but it's not that bad. Amusement park prices though. It's like I've said this before. I'm pretty sure I said this before. I've said the gift shop prices where it's like, well, yeah, you're gonna spend more for whatever, a gift card or gift whatever. That's the thing too. When you're going to somewhere, right, with lots of museums and lots of gift shops and or lots of like those like gift shop. What do you call those things? They're like, cause down to Montreal, there's a place called the Old Port, and in the Old Port there are shops everywhere. It's from Palais de Congrès, okay, all the way to like to the port to the like boat to like guess the science center or the yeah I guess you could say the Montreal Science Center. That whole area is full of these shops. They're just like tourist shops. Yeah. And so you have to look into every tourist shop and see, okay, where's a good price for whatever it is, a T-shirt, a bobblehead, a pin, a fridge magnet, postcard. So, and that's the other thing. It's like, oh, but and like they just want to buy it. They're like, I need, and then that's the other thing too. It's like I need a souvenir from this gift shop. It's like you really don't. But you just say that to your head, like, oh, I need a pencil or I need a whatever, whatever, and it's always like those kind of things where it's like a pencil or a gift card or something like that is always like it's not stupid expensive, but it's just like this is a weird price. Like you have that weird like middle ground of like it's not super expensive. No, that roller coaster broke down. Dang, where's the maintenance guy? Staff, maintenance. RollerCoaster Mechanics, not me. So. I'm from both here. See if they... Oh, sorry. Receiving an award for being the best valued park in the country. Good, now both should be here. Answer video calls and walking around. Why are you walking around? Fix the damn ride. It's confusing anyway. So yeah, they you know, you like not lie to yourself, but you like put people put in like say like, oh, I need to buy something from here, like, and so because that's the thing. If you look hard enough, and you'll find a place that has better like postcards are better, and they're always like generic postcards. They're like okay, the specific postcards that are specifically designed for said place, said museum, or said attraction. Okay, maybe you could argue why you're buying it for that much, but if you're going and looking for just like, you know, what do you call it? Like specific, like I don't know, what do you call it? Not generic, but like monument, right? That or thing, right? Like here would be the Olympic Stadium, or like just St. Joseph's Oratory, right? So like you can find 12 places selling those postcards. You don't have to go to St. Joseph's Oratory and pay like $1.50 for one. You can go somewhere else and pay 75 cents or like 50 cents, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I call it gift shop mentality or gift shop prices, where it's like because it's a specific thing at a specific place in a gift shop. I just say that in general though too, because sometimes they just have some more generic items, like things that you can find somewhere else, or a more like specific thing where if you could look for the generic version, you'd get it for like nothing, like a fraction. There you go, they fixed it. Yay, coaster went back up and running. Yay! Thank you, handy mechanics. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Like that was the thing, okay? I want to say right here, okay? It was okay. So there was something on in Upper Canada Village. So Upper Canada Village is a place in Ontario, and it's a recreation of like 1800, 1700s, 1800s, 18th century, 19th century, 1800s, 1800s. Okay, I think like you know. So it's like this is like the War of 1812, the um that kind of stuff. There was a battle there. Anyway, Battle of what's that called? Chrysler's Farm in the War of 1812. Anyway, and it's like an old town, right? So they got like the blacksmiths and the tinsmiths and the farmers and the you know what do you call it, people? Oh, why is there no? Oh, there. Okay, good. Now, yeah, and so there. So here's an example. So they I don't know if they do it every year, but they did it were if they did 100, I'm sorry, 200 years later. It was 2012. Because War of 1812, 1912, it's 100 years. 2012, 200 years. But anyway, and so they had like, I think they always have these now, but they might have started then or might have had it earlier. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but they had these like wooden rifles, okay? And they were really really cheap when you actually think about it. Like they were really simple, and they were like, I'm looking at one right now, and they're the long rifles, right? So they were like, or like muskets, right? And in the gift shop, they were I think they were either 25 or 40, 35, 40. Something. I think it was $40 or $35 or 30 maybe. Anyway, somewhere in between there, 20 and $40. Anyway, if you went to the actual, because they also set up like a thing, like, oh, we're living here now, and so like the reenactments of like, oh, we're living in whatever. So you can see like how the people, soldiers lived, whatever. Like I don't know if you call it like a village or like a little whatever tents and whatnot. There, they were $10. They were $10. So on site, no, it wasn't even there. No, that's the thing. It wasn't even there. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. It was in a little like, I don't know if you call it like a like a information kind of thing, but they had like dioramas inside there, so they had like the like I don't know if you call them, I don't know if they were wax figures or they were those weird faceless. I think they were faceless. Those white faceless things. If you know the things from the Civil War guys in Night Museum, I think it was those guys. Anyway, in that building, which was like it wasn't in the middle of the park, but it was somewhere or village. It was somewhere in like offshoot of the park. Like when you first enter, I think you can see it. It's one of the things. Anyway, right there, they had it for $10. So see, you just look around different places, depending on the item, obviously, because some items you just can't get in certain places. Like the specific things, like based on the museum or something. I don't know. You probably can't. But if you're looking for stuff like generic postcards or generic whatever, this, that, and the other thing, then yeah, maybe. We making bank right now. We making so much bank. Man, we're making lots of money. So yeah, that's my mentality on this, and that's why. I looked at this and went, you would pay $1.20. It's like, yeah, but it's the same thing. Okay, La Ronde, which is my amusement park here, which is our Six Flags here in Quebec. You cannot bring food in. I mean, people sneak food in all the time. My friend's trick was, or my brother's friend's trick was, have cargo pants and have those like the pockets that are like at your like calves, and just like put a sandwich in there. And they're not gonna check. They don't what you call it, pat down. They don't do what is it? What that called? Pat search? It's not a strip search because that's what's when you strip, but pat search. They don't pat you, whatever. But they'll look in every bag. They will. They will. And I mean, my friend even got through with them looking in the bag, so they don't do a very thorough job. You know, not to diss Laurent, but anyway, it's the same thing there where you don't allow food, so you're just like, you either just don't eat or you just suck it up and spend like, I think we spent like, oh god, I think we spent like $50 on a freaking pizza, or like $40 on a pizza, something like that, on a large pizza. It was stupid. It was just stupid, but we were like, well, we gotta eat, right? You know, because that's what the leader, because it was from my youth group, so my leader was just like, so we're gonna do this, like this is like this is gonna be the thing, cause and we're all like, because only 3 of us plus a leader, 4 plus a leader, or sorry, 3 plus a leader, so it was 4 people, so we're like, yeah, and we did, we split it all, which wasn't actually that horrible when you broke it down. I think it was like $40. Could have even been more expensive, but it wasn't that bad when we like split it. Just that it just felt weird when weird, or just like felt weird because it was like what I was spending on what, I don't know. Well, also one of the guys, or both of the guys actually, both the other guys got drinks, but how their own does their drink thing is you can get like a giant cup. You buy like a cup, and the first like thing is like $20 or something. It's stupid, but you're allowed to refill it like all day, so you're allowed to go any place and just go and get more drinks, which seems like a cool idea, but even he was like, it got like old real quick. He was like, okay. But it's one of those things that's like, oh no, I gotta get my dang value out of this. Like, I have to get my value out of this. Which, fine, I guess. I don't know. But, I don't know. See, I would have just been like, really? Really? No. I would have done it like twice and been like, okay, I'm done. I didn't get my value out of it. I would not have gotten my value out of it because I would have been like, oh. And then you gotta bring a cup around with you, carry a cup around, and I don't know. It just, to me, it didn't seem like a good idea, but he did it, and he did it like all day. And surprisingly, from what I remember, this was like 2013, so it was like 6 years ago or something, 6 or so years ago. He didn't go to the bathroom once, from what I remember. Maybe he went to the bathroom once, but I don't remember him going to the bathroom. I don't like have that memory of him going to the bathroom. So it's one of those things like he didn't go to the bathroom, but it's probably one of those things where it's like he went to the bathroom. I just didn't register that in my brain, and like it's not something I remembered. You know what I mean? You know when you're just like, you just do things and you're like, I haven't. Oh yeah, I did. I just didn't, you know, process that. That never like went through my brain and went, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna remember this part, like, because I have to know in X amount of future. I want to remember that to know. Oh yeah, I did do that, or I didn't, or whatever. No. But, yeah. So that was just my. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah. Sweet. No, I feel like he did. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think the one of them was just like, yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom now. And I think somebody made a comment like, yeah, okay, like, or like, well, yeah, you've been drinking so much freaking soda. And yeah, soda was caffeine, which is a diuretic, so it makes you, well, it doesn't make you actually crap, it makes you whiz. What is a diuretic? It's one of those things you hear about and you kind of hear a vague description of. Diuretic. Definition.
Here's the definition of diuretic. Chiefly of drugs causing increased passing of urine.
Ah. It's like it's a drug like caffeine's a drug. Same way sugar's technically a drug. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those words that you just like hear, right? And then you just hear people like give vague descriptions of like, diuretic. It's but what's the actual? Oh, kids are losing balloons. Why? I knew that would. Oh, I didn't think of that would be a bad idea. Actually, anyway, yeah, you know those things where like you hear the word and you hear a description, right? And it's a vague description somebody makes, and you're like, but what's the actual like terms? Like, yeah, that's vaguely what it is, but what's the actual definition? That's one of those words. Diuretic. It was like, yeah, like makes you want to pee, but it's a thing that makes you want to pee, but like, is there a specific thing? Is there, you know? Yeah. So that was the time when I went to. I only ever went to Lerone once. I've only ever been to one amusement. It's also like 60 $65, $70, something like that to go. I think it's $60 to go, which isn't horrible if you get your money out of it for the day. Which I don't know. That's the thing. Because when we went, it was like in this middle ground. Or when I went, it was like this middle ground of like, it wasn't like waiting in line for 7 hours for one ride, but you weren't, you know, going on the same ride like 400 times. So you had that middle ground of like you could wait like half hour to an hour, you know. It's like an hour and 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you know. Or other rides you could get there in like 25 minutes, you know, or like 10 minutes depending on the ride. Like there's something called the Ednor, which is Larone backwards. Creative, I know. Anyway, we went on that ride. Was it 8, 9 times? Did I go on it 9 times? We almost went 10 times. It was like 7 or 8, I think, something like that. It was great. That one was one of those like sitting roller coasters where you're sitting in like the chair and you're like suspended. Yeah. I'm gonna remember how many I went on. How many roller coasters I went on? I went on that one, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I went on 5. I went on 5 coasters. Because the one coaster that I wanted to go on, which is the monster, I think it's called the Monster, right? The Monster was under maintenance. It wasn't operating. I was like, oh come on, because that one is a fully wooden coaster, and it's the last fully wooden coaster at the park. It's not the oldest coaster. No, I don't think. Or maybe I don't know, but it's the wooden coaster. So I was like, oh, I want to go on it. It was. Cause people always say it's great too, but anyway, we just didn't go on. So I was like, oh no. But anyway, that was my experience at an amusement park. It was the only experience I ever had at an amusement park. And surprisingly, nobody I knew threw up. My brother almost threw up, but nobody I knew threw up, which was surprising because I was like, really, really, huh? I was like, I had seconds there where I was like, whoa, but I never actually felt like throwing up. That was the thing. Like was like, no, no, I didn't have that. I remember my brother sat there for like the longest time on a bench, just like, am I gonna get up? You know, that's the thing. Am I gonna get up? Yeah. Cause he went on like, and I remember the whole thing with like he went on like 2 rides before he actually did that. 2 or 3 rides before like. So the whole thing was his whole group couldn't leave him. With that kind of setup where it's like, so they couldn't go on rides and he had to sit. No, he could wait. No, like so we got to do things anyway. I mean, to be fair, it was fun. It was a fun day. It's just I don't know if because you can get a season pass too, and people say like it pays for itself in like 2 trips or 3 trips, something like that. So stop throwing balloons everywhere. Do I have to close the damn balloon shop? I love how there's a balloon animal on top, or there's like a balloon creature figure thing on top of the balloon thing here. See right here. Yet it's only giving out like regular balloons. I think I would make it a thing, make balloon animals, whatever, hire a clown, whatever. Ooh, so what rides are happening? Rides. Let's see. These are water rides, which I don't think I want. Those are only 2, which is fine. These ones have. What do I have? What is this thing? This is a space rig. Okay. So yeah. My cousin? Yes. Have offered, because she lives in Toronto, so she's offered, like, Canada's Wonderland, which is the big one in Canada. I guess Canada's Wonderland is like, oh, I was gonna say like a Coney Island, but not really. I don't know what a big one is that I could, like, compare it to. Anyway. Which isn't even that impressive because there's one in Edmonton Mall. It's called the West Edmonton Mall. And it has like this is the mall, okay? It has like 2 roller coasters in it, a water park, a skating rink. This thing's insane. Roller coaster ones were fuck you, roller coaster one. Stack. We're getting mechanic 1. We're moving mechanic 1 over to coaster 1. Thank you. There we're going first. Okay, I'm sitting over going first. Bumper 1 is broken down. Oh, bumper 1 is broken down. Oh. I thought you said. Okay, yeah. And that has a one where you don't even go vertically down on the roller coaster. You go into like in. Hard to explain. You go like instead of going down like this, you go like in like an F, like a bit of a C. I always thought that was crazier, but then I realized like depends. I don't know. Depends how the roller coaster is set up. I don't know. That one's called the Is that one the Viper? Leviathan. That's what it's called. The Leviathan. I think it's called that anyway. I always see people on like YouTube and stuff like with the videos of coasters, and I'm like, how do you get that without either dropping your phone, which that always happens? I'm sure, right? Because there was that one video where like he drops the phone and the guy behind him scratches it or something. Anyway, and then or like it's not looking like absolute garbage too. Like even if it is like a GoPro strapped to your head, right? How does it not look like jerky crud? But hey, let's save this game. No, Force Frontier. File name. No, it's called what? Paradox World. No, get out. If I do that, right? Is it gonna? Didn't override it, did it? No, it didn't. Load, right? It's Paradox World and Frontier. Can I rename this one? Oh, there. Rename. There you go. Okay, and then can I do this one? Yeah, I know. I cannot name it that. I want to delete this one first. Where's delete? Delete. There. Yes, I want to delete this one. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, okay. And I'm gonna rename this one to Paradox World. Rename. guests are getting lost and stuck. Where are people? What the heck? Oh. Whoopsie. Whoa, 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 whoa. I forgot that I did. Did I add anything to this before? I did. Oh, I didn't load it. Damn it. There we go. Forgot. Ah, it was dumb of me. Didn't realize that one. Oh. Right. Open it. There we go. I did. Now save. His hand went over right there. There we go. Now hopefully that'll. That was dumb of me. I didn't realize. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, at least he didn't do that much. Oh, I moved trees over here. Dang it. Oh well. It's not that bad. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so. Alright. The wrong guy. Oh, you twiddly bimbos. Here's a story about what's it called, about LaRonde, okay? I don't even know if this story is actually that true. It's one of those rumor things that you go, is that really true? And then everyone's like, well, I can't confirm it's not. It's like that, but because you can't confirm it's true, assume it's not. But nobody's going, I can't confirm it. They're like, I can't confirm it's not. Stupid. Anyway, it's a story. So there's something called the Goliath, right? And so if you know the Bible story, David and Goliath, I think the first 100 people named David got to ride it for free. Something like that. It was kind of on, but anyway, the story was the seat that somebody was in. Okay. One of the seats, the whole seat just went up. It didn't come out necessarily, but it went like up. And so when he got off the ride, he told the person, "Yeah, your seat, whatever, a whole bunch of whatever. Your seat's loose and like your seat's up and it was scary, danger, whatever." And then the guy's like, like okay, and just kind of like that was it. And then it's like okay, and then just moved on to the next side. It's like what? Not that it's like the worst thing, but like, yeah. You wanna, maybe you wanna deal with that. You wanna. I don't know. Whatever. I don't really care. Wow, look at the queue on the freaking Ferris wheel. It's crazy. Queue on the Ferris wheel's good, and the queue and everything's pretty good actually, to be honest. There. Why do you have to have these giant like huts for entrances and exits? I don't know, but hey. Ooh, I will. I don't know what the okay wait right. Let's go to the right side. And part one, there's these things. There's these ones. New ride is called a car ride. Observatory Tower. Oh, well maybe I don't know. Here we around, maze, this, that. Okay, what's okay, no, okay. So let's go. Let's make an observatory actually, but we should put it like somewhere. Not again. Where did I? What happened? Why are you lost? Why are you lost? 510. 510. No, 510. 510. 510. Hey, it's not my fault. Hey, you're not anywhere where you stop. Please. He's like, I want to go home. Oh, thirsty. There's a place to buy drinks. Serious happiness. Sorry, not bathroom. There's two bathrooms. Bimbo. Bimbo. No, I'm not. So yes, right. But I'm thinking. What else can I do? These are downhill ones, so these are coasters. Which I don't want to really put another coaster yet, because that's a big thing, and I don't know. These are pretty good, but I do think I want this. And what does this do? Spiral slide. Let's put a maze there. Why not put a maze there? I'll put a maze there. Oh, where's the oh, mini maze. Oh, build. Ooh, I can build a custom design for my maze. Ooh. Okay, good. Now. Okay, good. Now looks up. Yes, our community that you're part of. Ah. You know what then? How do I delete? No! Dang, that's annoying. Yeah, okay. Don't have money. Okay. I don't have enough money for that maze. Okay. What? I don't get that money back when I. Oh, forget it. Did I pay back the 1,000 yet? Yes. That was dumb of me. Should have just loaded the other one and then renamed it. Then delete. Oh, whatever. Haunted house. Very small. Merry-go-round. Maze. These cars. Slide. Called car ride slide. And then breakers. And then just like trees and stuff. Which I don't really see the point of putting these things up. Unless they're gonna be like, this park doesn't look very nice. I'm gonna be like, okay, fine, maybe. But oh, maybe I can put some water like between something. I don't know. Between maybe in like in here or like over here or something. I don't know. Or like in here maybe. Or like over here. I don't know. Or like over here. I don't know. Or like in here maybe. I don't know. Force it to use different water. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So what can I do? I got lots of money. Okay, so I build something. I want to build another thing, but I don't know what to put. Cause like, what would be good over there in that one corner? Like the maze would be nice, but I need a lot more money for that. I want something that can just give me money now. The observatory tower, actually, how much does it build in the observatory tower? Ooh, $592. Gee, not so much. Okay. Not that much money. I don't have that much money. But I will probably build an observatory tower. I feel like I want to put one like, either here, or I was thinking putting it like right here, or you're like either there or there, and then you like look over the park and you can see it this way. You can see the coaster. That way you can see like the, or put it like right here and see. That might work. No, come on. No, you twiddly dimwits. Come on. You. Yeah, we go. Fix the damn. Actually, radio call. Radio call will be the bumper cars, right? Please tell me he's gonna go for the bumper cars. Come on. No? You're not gonna do the damn bumper car. Nice. Maybe I'll put another. How much is it to? Sure, another one of these staff members? No, no, no. Entertainers is $40 a month. Won't be the last one, so no, I'll hire one of these. Location over here, duh. No, it's like. Place him right here and then have the outfit. Or change him to an elephant, because I don't want two pandas. There's elephant. This is Disneyland mentality of like, oh yeah! They love people walking around in like weird costumes. And, well, at least with Disneyland does, have a whole thing of like, characters, properties, licensed things. But people like that when like just random guy comes up to you like, I don't know. I always thought that kids would like absolutely be like, no. But I guess with Disney does it in this way of like, it's a character you know and you understand. It's not just some random bear coming at you and like, let's have a hug, and the kid's like, holy frick, what? No, maybe. And so anybody else, when it's a generic thing, they're like more okay with that because they're okay with like the Disney ones, like, and now they're like, what's it called? They're like attuned to it. They're like they've desensitized to it. So like, oh, it's okay. Like, I don't know. I was always just a little bit like in that weird middle stage where like, this isn't creepy, but like, or like, I'm not scared of this really, but I'm like, I would do it and be like, okay, hug, I guess. I don't know. To me, it was very odd. It was odd. So. Yes. Got loads of money. Elevation Towers 5. Oh! I had 3 something, and now I have $52. Of course. Why? I don't know. Don't know. Anyway. Yes. Oh. Yes, where is me? No? One person watching. Hey, one person. Comment. Please. In the chat. Say something. I can see there's at least one person watching, so. say hi. We can talk about something. I don't know. We can get this more entertaining. Titan. Oh yes, Titan is the guy who's just like walking around and like, I don't know. Thank you, that guy. Titan. Yep. Why is he mad? Why are you so dang mad, bro? He's thirsty. He's hungry and thirsty. Go buy something! It's not my fault that you don't want to buy nothing. Or you think my prices are too high? I don't know. Look at all the food here. There's popcorn. There's a burger stand. And cotton candy. And there's stuff to drink. So, hey. Not my fault. You're not going to buy nothing from me. Or you think my prices are bad. I don't know. Whatever. I knew there would be a problem. This right here. Can I pop? Can I pop? Can I pop? Aw, you can't interact with them? Dang. I would love to pop them. So yeah. Yes, where are they? Okay, so yeah. Where else can we do this? I think watching. That's the thing. That's the thing that I will not notice, and I will not, what's the word? And it'll just be like me watching this thing for like minutes on end, and they'll be like, oh wait, I gotta do something or say something or whatever. These bumper cars are popular. 39 people in the queue. Wow. And then if you go to something like this, it's gonna have like nobody in queue. Queue waiting time's 2 minutes for this ride? Wow. Guests are complaining about the disgusting state of the park. Of the path in your park. Yeah. No, sorry, wrong one. Oh. There you go. Now we're gonna go grab this guy. You're just walking around doing nothing. If you're walking around doing nothing, you're gonna go right here and you're gonna clean my path. Okay. Clean the damn path. Sweeping path. Thank you. You really only need one person to clean the pathway. Because it depends on how fast you want it done. So if you're okay with like waiting, it's fine. Apparently Disney land, like Disney Park and Disneyland, all that, they do things really fast. And like you'll never even notice that that somebody has just cleaned up whatever. Trash, vomit, dookie, whatever. You'll just be like, oh. Okay. Apparently. I'm sure you would, but because that's like the rumors. It's like, oh, you'll never see, like, you'll never notice somebody actually doing that. What? Really? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been, so I don't know. I just feel like one of those things. Are like, I wouldn't notice seeing somebody like. It's probably because they don't look conventionally like. They're cleaning something up. I think probably it's probably that. It's probably something like that. 200 and a lot of guests. 366 guests. That's a lot of guests. Actually, it's probably not that lot. Not a lot, because they probably get like 1,000 in half a day. Probably get like a couple of thousand a day in certain parks. So they probably have like. I'm probably sure there's times at Disney World or Disneyland, Disney where it's like there were like tens of thousands. Like they were 100,000 today or something. One of those like. I wouldn't be surprised if they get million. Like I don't think they get that much, but I mean I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't be surprised. Oh, God. Because options. Now, what is A and ASTF? F, D. Show financial report. No, I don't need that one actually. I need D. So show research. Research will be down. Then I want A. S. S is staff. Ah. No, because I realize I'm like, but staff makes more sense in S. Whatever. Primary sound driver. Stereo microphone on. Okay. Park has received an award for being the most untidy park in the country. Staff. Stop mowing grass and start cleaning stuff. Twits. Untidy park in the country. You're gonna get sent right over here. Cause you don't need to be mowing grass 24/7. Yeah, sure. The grass can get to a foot tall. But I think cleanliness is above grass. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this right now. Cleanliness is above grass. Now we walking. Why are you mowing the damn grass, you dumb truck? Oh. Move. Move. This cue right here. No! The cue! You in the queue? There you go. Somebody figure out that you have to clean stuff. Look, what are you people doing? Just walking around doing nothing. Yeah, sweeping footpath. Sweeping footpath. Thank you. Sweeping footpath and cleaning garbage. And what's it called? Hurricane wheels broken down. I gotta move. Or see. No? Okay, so save. Save game. Save. Save. We're safe now. Yeah. Paradox World. That's a weird name for a theme park, but hey, it works, I guess. Ow. Yeah. So. What else can I do here? I want to put it in inventory, but I don't have enough money. So I'm there's 3 places I can put this in inventory. Here, or a few places. Here. I think more like here, because you can see the whole park better that way. I was gonna put it maybe here, but then I realized there's this big thing in the way, and like you're kind of in a corner. So I put it over there. Because I could put it here, but then you don't see a lot of that size. Put it like right here. Put it right here, I think. The observatory, yeah. So that people can like just look around and see the park. Well, I don't know. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll put it there. We can look over and look at the whole park. And maybe if I go and get more land this way, I'll be able to. Can I do that? Can I go? Oh, okay. You know what I think it is? I think they either programmed it or they just do. When there's nothing to do, they just like mow lawn because they're like, it's doing something. It's like when you're in your job and like you know there's nothing to do, so you just do like the stupid stuff. Like I do that at camp all the time. Maintenance. When there's nothing to do, Well, they want you to do it like this, but it never happens that way. But like, go find, go look, go see what has to be done. It's like, no, kid, because maintenance is 13. Well, it's really actually supposed to be 14, but they're 13 to like 13 to 17. It's really 13 to 17, but there's no real ending age. There is a like a starting age because it should be 14, but okay, there you go. But yeah, no, they just like it's nothing to do. They just like try and void or whatever. You God, cause like what 13? And the average is like 15 years old, but it's like between 13 and 15. You usually get most of those. So 13, 14, 15-year olds. That's when you go. But yeah, what teenager's gonna be like? Yeah, I'm gonna go look and find other things to do. Like, and also, what other kid knows? First of all, but their argument is always like, well, you've been here for X amount of weeks at camp, right? How do you not know what to do yet? It's like, you can figure out that these are the fundamental things that have to be done every day. It's like, go check the waters, go check the toilet papers, go check the paper towels, whatever. It's like, no, we do not want to do that. That's the other thing. And then there's places where it's like, if you don't tell me that you need X amount of things, I will never know that. You know, as a maintenance person, I will never know that. That's the thing that drives so many people, or at least maintenance people, bonkers. Because like, there are certain parts, and places, and sections, and parts that we don't go to regularly. So that's places like girl stuff, because most of the maintenance are boys or male. Not saying that there aren't female maintenance, it's just that a lot of maintenance are male. So it's female things. It's like nurse's cabin. It's like office stuff. It's like this, that, and the other thing. It's little things like that, right? It's little things like this. Okay. And so, thing there is, if you don't tell us that, we will never, and I mean never, know that you need X, Y, Z. The other thing is, okay, the boss complained that we never checked the water, right? Because we have water jugs, or at least we had water jugs, right? Okay. We used to have water jugs, okay? So it would be like, the giant water tanks that you put on and then you like water dispensers, the watering things in like offices, whatever. We had those everywhere, okay? And he complained that we never checked them, right? So he would complain, I have to do them, right? Well, if you do them, okay, or somebody else does them, okay, every time we see them full, okay? So we're never going to know, or we're never going to see them or assume, oh, this is empty. It's because it's that conscious thing in our minds going, we're never going to assume, oh, I gotta go check the water. Because every time we see it, it's full. So you have to leave it to the state where people start going, where the heck is water? Like, then we will get the message, as maintenance people, we will get the message, hey, look, oh, that needs to be refilled. Because it's empty. Because we see it's empty. I mean, this is a rant. I could rant about this kind of these little things forever because it's just annoying and stupid. And it's not even that bad. It's just this rant, tiny little rant of like, stupid little things that just drive me nuts. It's the whole thing of like, I'll never know that because I don't ever go there in that building, or I will never know that it's empty because every time I see it, it's always full. Also, we always try and do that thing of like, we look at it and go, we can just leave this. Like, garbages are the worst because garbages, they will be, to a lot of other people's standards, it would be like, hey, this is full. We just go in there, we like stomp it down, and be like, nah, it's gonna go on forever, and then it gets bad. So, Also, it's another thing of, because we have these schedules, right? We do like morning, afternoon, and night, right? So like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? So either before or after those meals, we'll do that. We'll be like, we'll check the bathrooms, okay? But the thing there is, okay, between any of those times, we will not check those things because, unlike what they want us to do, I'm sorry, but as teenagers, teenage boys, mostly, we don't care. We want to like do the minimum. Let's be honest here. We want to do the minimum, and they know that. You know. Anyway, and so if anything happens in between those times, we will. And if you don't come to me and tell me that I have to do that, the other thing was they would complain that things were bad, right? They'd be like, "This is awful. You did." It's like they'd be like, "You did a terrible job," and I'm like, "What do you mean I did a terrible job? Well, we never cleaned anything. Every time I walked in, there was clean." It's like, yeah, that's because I did it. It's like, well, then don't complain that I did a terrible job and then do it, and then have me assume that, oh, I don't actually do anything because everything's been done. It's great. No, you come to me when it's bad and you say, look, you do this because you're supposed to do. Rant about this forever. Yeah, don't complain. Okay, don't complain that that I'm doing a terrible job. Then immediately go and do it yourself. Then come to me and tell me it's terrible, right? But have me always assume that, oh, it's always clean. Well, I've never had to clean it. Like, it's never been bad when I was in there. It's like, that's because I did. It's like, well, then don't do it. Come to me, tell me, and say, you have to do this because it's your job, not mine. Oh, it's just, oh my god, I can rant about this for the rest of existence. This is stupid. Because it's like, little things like this where it's like, no, 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 no. Stop. Because it's the same thing as same as the water fountain. Water thing. It's the whole thing of, well, if I go in there and see it clean, I'm assuming I gotta do nothing. So oh, it's always filthy in there. It's like never filthy when I'm in there. It's like, well, it's because I did it. It's because I do it all the time. It's like, well, there you go. There's your problem. Don't do it. Come to me and tell me that it's bad, and I'll do it. Because between these times, because that's the thing, we only go there 3 times a day, right? And they're fairly clean all the like sanctioned times. Then I'm just like, fine, I'm good. I don't have to do much. It's like, ugh, I'll never know between the 2 times. I don't care. Because as a teenage boy, I don't care. I will never look between those 2 times. Or 3 times. Never. Never. I'm sorry, I will not. I say this right now, I will not. Okay. Okay, and you know what they tried to do to make sure that we did things? This didn't work very well, but you know what they tried to do to make us do things? You had like a checklist, right? Check off doing this, check off doing that, whatever, whatever. And so, and I mean, it was near the end of the summer, so at least it wasn't like we did this for a long time, but we did for at least a week. That it was just so you check, like, you do something and then you have to check it off and then sign it to make sure that you did it, right? Which sounds like a good idea in theory, but the problem with that was, you can probably guess exactly what happened. They would just like walk in and be like, where somebody else would be like, clean this, just clean this, right? Or it has to be cleaned. And we would just be like, whatever, and we check it all off, we sign it, and then, because the thing was, that was the other thing. They were making, like, that was the way to make sure that we did it. So instead of really looking, I'm sure a lot of times they use that as like, oh, okay, they did it, like, they did it. Oh, no, we never did that. That was the most bull thing we ever, BS stuff ever. Because it was like, because every kid would just be like, oh, no, blah, whatever, and then just sign it, and check them off, sign it, and leave. I don't have to do this every day. Because, no, it's because I think that when we looked at, what's it, like the manual or contract or something like that, manual or something, it was you only had to do it, was it twice a day? It was like, check the bathrooms, and so it's like, actually, if I actually remember correctly, none of them ever actually said clean bathrooms. It was always check the bathrooms, check the bathrooms, check the bath. So technically, we just had to check things all day. If you wanted us to go into the the written legal thing of like, oh, the legal jumble, the legal jargon of like, ugh, whatever. No. You know what I mean? So it's like the whole thing of like, socially that's not acceptable, but legally, hey, nothing wrong with like, hey, in like written rules, like, hey, nothing wrong with this. Hey, legally, he says I can do it. Like, oh, stupid. When else? Or, you know, yeah, that was fun. Oh, so much BS because it never did anything. Never, never. It didn't actually make us do anything. We just anyway. Ooh, that sounds something cracked or snapped. Yeah. So that was just what. That one drives me the most. Not that one. The one about you doing it yourself drives you the most nuts because I'm like, just rant about it because it's like, don't do it and then assume that you have to tell me that things are empty or like, it's like people who are like, my garbage has never been changed or my whatever or I've never gotten a new bag or whatever and be in a place that I don't go to or we don't go to. So it's like, well, tell me that you need something. I'm never going to go over there and say, check this ever, ever. I'm sorry. In any of these places, I'm sorry. So you have to tell me when you need said thing. You tell me that you need said thing so that I can just, if I can give it to you. But I'm never going to go and check that. At least the nurse is an adult, and so she has the usually it's a female, but has the common sense to like then tell us, okay, you need soap or toilet paper or whatever, or a cleaning whatever. But because it's like on the at least the girls and like the girl side, they're teenage girls. They don't have that same presence in their mind to go, oh yeah, I have to go tell you this, right? No, they just assume, why is my whatever never been? It's like, hey, whoa, I'm never gonna check that. I'm never gonna go check that. You have to tell me that. Yeah. You have to tell me that. Especially when it's a female. At least the other one, there would be like a check. Was it every? They made us do it like, or they tried to get us to do it like every day, but we never did do it actually every day. We just kind of did it like every so often. I think it was at least once a week. If not like once every week and a half or something. I don't know. For like the nurses, that side. Oh, the other thing would be, I need this, and then we'd be like, I don't know where the hell that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know where that is. It's like, and it'd be something where it's like, you should know where that is, or you should have a plate. Like, you should know where that is, or you should know how to like get more of it. But like, don't know. But we just don't. We just don't. So it's like, don't know. Because it'd be like the one thing that we just don't have access to. It's like, but why? It was hand sanitizer. That was the one thing that was just like, we didn't have access to hand sanitizer. It was always in the office and not in the storage closet, not in the maintenance closet. So we're just like, it didn't run out like super much. Although the machine was supposed to be for the foam stuff, and this is liquid stuff, and so it like just spewed liquid all over your hand because it was giving you way too much stuff. Because it was an automatic one, so you'd like put your hand under it, it would spew out stuff, but it'd be stupid amount. It'd be too much, way too much. Because it was assuming it was foam, so anyway, but we didn't ever have to clean that, like change that super often. But it was just one of those things that's like, why don't you just, why don't you just do it? Like, Why don't you just? Why is that the one thing you don't have access to? Why? Why? Why is that? Why? I don't know. That's a lot of things when you think about maintenance and you do all you just think why. You say that a lot. You go why? Why am I doing this? Why am I not doing this? Why are you not telling me this? Why are you telling me this? Why are you complaining? Why are you doing this for me? Why do I not have access to this? Why do I have access to this? It's little things like this. We're like, wow. You say that a lot when you think about it and break it down. You just think you're like, why? Why? I could talk about this for a long time. I could talk about this for ever. For a long time. The whole stream could be this if I wanted it to be. But it's not going to be. Not going to be. Find something else to talk about. Yeah. I'm in the red now. Why? I know this is kind of boring just watching people do stuff. I need money. What do you think? Yeah. The other thing was when it was like there were like standards we had to follow. We really well, we followed them in this weird like middle ground of like certain things like you should because for some things we had like we were over qualified for a lot of things over not prepared, what do you call that, over like we're doing it like way above and beyond, and other things was like why are you not like we haven't been doing like you should be doing this or should be done this way or whatever. But yeah, I'm not saying it's horrible and what we did was super dangerous. It's just kind of like it's common sense things where it's like instead of locking a room, the counselor would just tell the kids, yeah, go in the room. That'd be it. That'd be one of those things where the kids would just know that kind of thing. It's like instead of locking the maintenance closet, we would, people just knew not to go in it. Which you would think you're like toxic chemicals in that room. Not locked because not like you couldn't get in because when it was locked and we didn't have the key. Because how it was set up was it's like a wooden wall and then it just had no roof to them, no top to them, and you could just like climb in. So because in the boys and the girls side you can lock the doors, and so or lock the closets, right? But not like it did much because you could just climb over. But like again, it's okay, not again, but it's a thing of where a lock only stops honest people from getting in. That's it. That's it. Check where your mechanics are and consider hiring more. Okay. I'm gonna hire one more mechanic because I feel like things are breaking down fairly quickly. I'll talk to you right here. There. Things are breaking down fairly quickly, so like fairly quickly. I don't know how quickly necessarily, but like fairly quickly. So I might want another one because there's always some guy at the other end of the park and he has to like walk forever. And so like if I can have like somebody closer, I don't know. Anyway, that's another topic. Like if you look up like lockmaking lawyer is a guy that it kind of scares me in that where like he just tells you like yeah no lock is actually that safe that it doesn't actually do that much. It's like whoa that's scary, but it's like it lets honest people out. It stops honest people. You know, keeps honest people out. So it's like oh, and like because most people or a lot of people would just look at a lock and go oh, lock. I'm not gonna bother like wasting my time picking. Also because most people are not gonna have like stupidly valuable things in whatever they're locking, whether it's like a locker or like a briefcase or a backyard lock or like a fence lock or whatever. But bikes happen all the time. So like you steal a bike lock. bike or whatever. I'm apparently in need of money. I'm in debt. Dang. Anyway. Yeah, so not like that actually detoured anybody. But I've climbed over multiple times. Like, and to think about that, right? Why do we not just do that all the time? We're also just that lazy, like, "Ugh, I don't want to do this every time. I don't care." It's another one of those, you should be doing it this way, but it's not the worst thing, so I don't care. The same way we would, because we have this thing where it's like a burn pile, where like we take all the like scrap wood and make it into a giant pile, whether that's tree branches or project wood or whatever, and we throw it in like a big pile, like behind, far off the premises, or not off the premises, but like, I don't know, far away from anything important, and then we just burn it when it gets big enough. And it's the same thing there, where it's like, we really shouldn't be burning this, whether it be like treated wood, which is technically toxic, and like a plastic glove and like a sign, and we're like, or metal stuff, and we're like, we shouldn't be burning this, and it's like, whatever. Like, because it'd be like that whole like, I don't really care. Not that towards anybody, but us teenagers didn't really. We're like, I don't care. One of those, I don't care. I don't care. Because we almost constantly know, we would have that like thing, we like, I don't care. Like somebody would tell me something and I'd be like, because I'd ask how the severity of whatever thing it was, and somebody would be like, we need this or whatever, this or this or this or whatever, and be like, and then I'd weigh weigh it in my head and be like, I don't care, like, because I'd ask them either what's the severity, or I think to myself, yeah, but if one's empty, it's not that bad, or if this, that, and the other thing, or like water, or like, or I look at it how close it is to the next meal, or how close it is to the next thing, or close it is the next time I'll be going there or doing that, and I'll be like, I don't care, because that was the other thing. Everyone's like definition or perception of that thing would always be like different. So sometimes they'd say like, this is horrible, and then I'd go in and be like, there's nothing, there's literally nothing here. No, there's literally nothing wrong here. Or other times where it'd be like, I'm gonna be done in soon because I'll be here for 3 hours. So yeah, I was gonna go for like 6, but then I realized I'm like, holy schmoly, that's way too long. Cause I don't know what to do. See, yeah, let's look. I'm not doing horribly. I'm in the red. I'm not like stupid in the red, like badly in the red. Why can't I just get into the black? I don't get it. There we go. See, this one says. See, Wikipedia says that it's. be right back. Hurricane still isn't hurricane. It's just hurricane. Hurricane wheel. See, yeah. So Wikipedia says 20. So. Yeah, so that one. In Svalbard, a remote Norwegian island, it is illegal to die. This is because bodies are unable to be buried safely due to the permafrost on the ground. If you are about to die, they fly you back to mainland Norway to pass you on there. Okay, I was about to say, like, I knew it would be one of those, like, it's illegal to die there, but, like, so they just, like, put yourself out to die. So, yeah, let's keep going. Costa Coffee Gennaro employees Gennaro Palicia as a coffee tester who had his tongue insured for £1 million since, or euros, since 2009. Johnny Cash took only 3 voice lessons before his teacher observed him, no, advised him to stop taking lessons and to never devote from his natural voice. Oh, I see. Like voice lessons doesn't like. Okay, just change it. Okay. Why can't I get more? Okay, I'm gonna save this, considering I've been playing for a while. Man, I'll do a few more of these. I don't know. During the Prohibition era, the U.S. government allowed whiskey to be sold through pharmacies. As a result, Walgreens grew from 20 retail stores to almost 400. Haunted house still hasn't been fixed. Check where you're. Oh god, haunted house. Bull. I hated haunted house. Where are you though? Make sure he's actually going to haunted house. Where's he going? That's not the haunted house. Do you know where the haunted house is? Oh, this is stupid. It's like they had to like make sure that. Oh, that's not the haunted house. Sorry. Like what? I know why. Can you go to the damn haunted house already? There you go. I think you're on the right place now, right? Yes. 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 People who post their fitness routine to Facebook are more likely to have physiological problems. Medieval chastity belts are a myth. A great majority of examples now exist where were made in the 18th and 19th century as a jokes. Oh. Nowadays, millionaires with just 1 million isn't considered wealthy anymore by most Americans. Now, the typical American sees at least 2.4 million as wealthy. Hanna-Barbera pitched the Flintstones to networks for 8 weeks before it was finally picked up. It became the first ever animated show to air during prime time. Oh, yes, I knew that, I think. In 1325, two Italian city-states were fought over a bucket, which resulted in 2,000 deaths. It started when two soldiers stole a bucket from a well from the city center. Let me see how long I've been going for. I'm pretty much done here. How long have I been going for? Have I gone 3 hours yet? Oh, 3 hours and 3 hours and 3 minutes. 3.5 hours. Oh god, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, okay, so I'm done. So maybe we'll go to 30 4 hours. Anyway, yeah, maybe we'll keep reading. Is anybody talking to me? No. There's no period in Dr. Pepper. It was removed because the old logo font made it look like D-I. Oh, I Pepper. Like, okay. Easy to locate it. All mowing grass buildings. You're moving to right here. You know, it's kind of boring to watch, but I'm just here to do this. I'm just doing this because, whatever. So, there is an underwater version of rugby. It's unsurprisingly called the underwater rugby. Called underwater rugby. Huh, the picture they have here is female. It is a contact sport between two teams of 6 competing underwater in a pool to score goals while freediving. Standing around the barns calories. Sorry, standing around burns calories. An average of 150-pound person burns. Oh, sorry. Yeah. On average, a 150-pound person burns 105 calories per hour while standing and doing nothing. Standing, that's the thing. Sitting, laying, I feel like that, is different, you don't, Although GPS is free for the world to use, it costs $2 million per day to operate. The money comes from American tax revenue. Here, I gotta go this way. I gotta go here. Where is he though? Good. Good. Yeah, it's like one of those things where like you take like tax dollars or you take somebody else funding it or you take this other thing that we consider as free. Oh yeah, and it's being funded by something else. Oh, tax revenue or we're paying for it while when we buy whatever or like there's not secret but like there's like secret funding guys like doing anonymous funding from whatever. It's like, oh yeah. In World War II, Germany tried to collapse the British economy by dropping millions of counterfeit bills over London. Playboy has been publishing braille versions of their magazine since 1977. 1970. However, no particular representations are included. When Space Invaders was created, Tamahiro Nashikado left in the lag caused by more invaders on the screen in order to create great difficulty in the game. In the game's difficulty? The color red doesn't really make bulls angry. They are colorblind. I didn't know the colorblind thing. I just thought it was like, don't. It's not red that makes them angry. It's just the fact that you're waving something in their face. Yet, for some reason, it's probably pop culture and like Hollywood and all that stuff. Just like it's got like they did red once, and somebody was like, yeah, it's because it's really outstanding. Sure, whatever. So something like that, I'm sure. Why I can't get money? The thing I don't like is you can't just do more things and just keep racking up like debt, right? You just can't. You're just like, oh, you have no money. I guess because you could just play forever at that point. Like there'd be no point in having money, I guess. Because it doesn't stop you from doing anything in the debt like that. 76% of autistic kids are left-handed, and only 10% of people in general are left-handed. Wait, so 60? Wow. So most of the people left-handed are autistic in some way. But again, autism is a spectrum disorder, so therefore you could be really low on the spectrum or severe on the spectrum. It's like a so. I mean, I could have autism for the way that it works, like the spectrum. You know, hearing fish communicate by using herring fish communicate by using flat flatulence by farting. Wow. Until 2016, the Happy Birthday song was not for public use, meaning prior to 2016, the song was copyright and you had to pay a license to use it. Yes, I've heard of that where like certain things like the Hollywood sign is technically is a trademark, copyright, or something like that, where it's like if you use it, you could be in like videos and all that, you could be charged for that. Like somebody could come after you, and then using a Happy Birthday song, technically could you could have gotten it, copyright, whatever. When mice live in the wild, they typically only live for about 6 months. Really? There is a punctuation mark used to signify irony or sarcasm that looks like a backwards question mark. Whatever. During the cremation process of a 500-pound body, the corpse was so obese that it set the crematorium on fire. Wow, that's weird. Researchers have found that flossing your teeth can help your memory. Flossing prevents gum disease, which prevents stiff blood vessels, which causes memory loss. When George Washington died, Napoleon Bonaparte of France gave a personal eulogy and ordered a 10-day mourning period for France. The Hobbit has been published in 2 editions. In the first edition, Gollum willingly bet on his ring in the riddle game. Oh, really? Wow. Interesting. Getting so bored of this. How much longer? Ooh, how much longer? My brain also hurts. You know when you're doing something for so long, your brain starts hurting? Can I get more money? Need more. I might have to. I have to take one more loan. Or 2 more loans, maybe. I don't know. Take one more loan. not gonna spend a damn dime of that game, though. No, not gonna spend a damn dime. So I get $700. Nah, you know what? I'm not. Wow, that's a lot of money. Wasted. There you go. There you go. That's it. There you go. I'll be okay. I think I will, but this time I'm gonna do okay. Oh, my brain hurts. My whole brain hurts. Yes, it does. There you go. No! But that's me. No. Damn it. There you go. I want the whole thing to go up, not just. No! That's not what I want. Stupid. Ah, I don't want that hole there, though. That's the thing. I don't want that hole there. No! There you go. Now I'm gonna wait to get that. I'm hoping. Nope. I know. Well, I can't. Ah, it's done. Whatever. Yes. Guests are communicating about the amount of. Okay. Stop mowing the damn grass. Hey, look. You know what then? You know what then? You, one of you, cannot mow grass anymore. One of you cannot mow grass anymore. No. One of you, the first one cannot mow, right? That's the one I said. Now you're not mowing grass anymore. There. One of you can. And I'll see. Keep wasting your time mowing grass. See, one of you can't mow grass anymore. So if you keep, if one of you, another one of you keeps mowing, like just not doing anything else, then yes. What the heck? How did I go into debt again? I always go into debt. I don't know why. I still take out loans and I still go into debt. What the heck? I don't get it, but anyway. Why am I? Why can't I get out of bed? Roller coaster one is broken out. I did the roller coaster one or no? You are now. You are now. You are now. You're moving over. There you go. So there you go. So yeah, we're gonna do some stuff. I don't know. People have never complained about this one. At least not super amount. No. Do these guys practice? Actually, not bad. No, it's not that bad. But I don't know. I realized we gotta just stop him from. Could have just stopped him from mowing grass. Be like, nope, you don't mow grass. I just forgot about that. I was like, completely for like, oh yeah, I can stop him for doing that. Yeah, I'm just clicking little knobs on the mic and driving people nuts. Sorry. Ah, I forgot I could also put another coaster. Oh yeah, I could put another coaster. Smaller coaster, maybe, or like one of those like either car rides or like one of those like gondola things or around the park. Maybe it'll be something around the park. Maybe. Maybe I don't know. Oh, why am I so?